So just by looking at some of the numbers on my YouTube, I'm gonna guess that the age range from the guys that do watch my channel are from 18 to 25 years old, which is actually a pretty defining moment in our early stages in life because it's a time in our lives where we're actually trying to make a lot of good first impressions, whether it's for our advanced education or it's for a first job that we're trying to base a good career on. Basically, it's our time in our lives where we're trying to make our stamp in the world as men. And honestly, in my humble opinion, I think we actually should start dressing like it. So for today, I'm gonna give you a few tips on how you can dress like a man coming up. Welcome to HP Fashion, where we give you tips and advice for men's fashion, grooming, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Zach Fobbs. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit that notifications bell so that you're notified when more great content is dropped just like this. My goal for this video is to help you define how you as a man would dress yourself in hopes that whatever image you want to try to put out into the world, you can achieve that goal. Starting with number one, make sure that you do know what your personal style is. What I mean by this is that whatever style that you think best fits your personality, you should absolutely go for it and make that your uniform genre of what you base your whole entire wardrobe around, whether you're a man of suits or you're more of a streetwear kind of guy. A good way to kind of determine this is to look at the lifestyle that you typically live. What's the type of friends you do hang out with? What do you like to do for fun? Or what do you typically like to do when you're out, just running errands and you might have some extra time on your hands? This is something that of course you're gonna want to base your wardrobe around so that you're the best comfortable, but at the same time, you're gonna make yourself look like, you're well presentable. Another thing to consider is that whatever career that you do have, you might want to try to base your wardrobe just based on the position that you're in. Now, if you're trying to get a promotion of any sort because you're just on the entry level of things, of course, dress it up a bit so you can try to impress your boss. But however, if you are like in a supervisor or a manager like sort of position, then go ahead and make sure you are dressing the part just because you want to have that authority that comes with that overall look. Me personally, I like to try to think that I want to try to get up on the ladder as high as possible and quick as possible. So that's why I typically like to dress the way that I do. That way, when I walk into the door, I instantly get those respect points coming my way because I actually know how to dress myself and I look a little more presentable. Number two, take advantage of fit. You have to understand that fit is king in every single genre of style, no matter what you choose. And make sure that any clothing that you do choose to put on yourself, make sure it does fit you properly. Make sure you are taking that time when you are out shopping to actually slow down and actually try on some things and make sure they are fitting you well. And if you guys are actually finding a little bit of trouble, when you're shopping off the rack and you're trying on clothing that may be just a little bit too big on you, make sure you do find a tailor and get to know his first name, because this is the guy that's gonna make sure that all your clothing are gonna be fitting perfectly towards you, not generally your body type or that typical group of people that you typically hang around. It's going to be specific towards you, and when your clothes fit you perfectly, you're going to feel amazing in them. You're going to be a lot more confident, therefore view better as a man. The third way to how to dress like a man is to not to be a slave to trends. So you're a man, you're your own person. There's no need for you to absolutely follow every single trend that is out there. There's something a little off-putting, in my opinion, when I see just a group of guys that are around my age and they're all typically dressed the same. Whether it's because it's the occasion that what they're dressed for, I'll probably make that exception, but I'm out at the mall and I'm just people watching. I see like a group of guys there and they all look the same. I can't really distinguish what type of personalities each of them have because when I first look at them, they all wearing basically the same things, maybe just in a different color scheme. Remember, you're your own person. Go against the crowd. Be you. Be your own type of man. And just dress in a way that's going to make you be the best comfortable. You don't necessarily have to try to impress everybody else, but because of course you have to make sure that you yourself are comfortable and you are feeling about as confident as possible. And don't really take an effect what other people will say. At the end of the day, you have to realize that you have to dress for yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to want to have the most respect, the more authority put on them, and overall be viewed more as a man than your other friends, as confrontational as that may sound. Number 4, learn how to take care of your clothing. Come on, we're grown. There's no need for us to actually rely on mom anymore to make sure that our clothing are done in the magical way that we think it happens. Learn how to use a washer and dryer, learn how to wash them regularly. There's no need for you to put on your favorite shirt that you've worn 20,000 times and it smells like a foot. And make sure that when you guys are done with your clothes at the end of the day, take the extra 2 minutes, hang them up, fold them. That way it won't be super wrinkled, it won't look like a super distorted mess. And maybe within a month to come, you'll still have some great pieces in your wardrobe that are lasting way longer than what you were previously doing. And number 5, which I actually did make a mention of this in my previous video, which I will link in the description below if you want to learn what the ladies are actually finding attractive on men. But that's actually to have a tailored suit. It's in my humble opinion that every single man that is listening to this video, that is existing in this world, should have a tailored suit in his wardrobe, because you never know when you would actually need that suit, whether it's for a really important job interview, you're trying to impress that girl you really like by taking her on a nice date, or you're going to a wedding or any other formal occasion that you are invited to and you need to dress it up. A lot of guys on YouTube, they'll actually tell you that you don't need a suit now, because in this day and age of guys around our age, we don't need suits. But however, guys, you know how impressive you will actually look if you just actually showed up to an event and you're just dressed very sharp, head to toe. The respect level of you is gonna shoot up another 5 levels, even if you're already at a 10. And honestly, in my humble opinion, it's a classic staple that every single guy should have in his wardrobe. And before I go, I actually do have a bonus tip for you. Make sure that your grooming is in check, guys. Make sure that if you do guys have a beard, well, maybe don't shave now because it is No Shave November. But make sure that you guys are having a regular haircut, you know, every 2 to 3 weeks, just to make sure everything's kept in check. And, you know, while you're in a good standings to shave, you know, within the next month, make sure you are shaving regularly and you are, you know, keeping your facial hair nice and tamed. And overall, you make sure you are smelling nice, you're brushing your teeth regularly, you're wearing deodorant every single day, do not leave home without it, and you are putting on some sort of cologne. Because no matter how great you look, no matter what master of style you are, if you are just absolutely smelling horrible, or you're not looking like you're well kept, or just basically look like you haven't washed your face in like over 3 weeks, none of the style you put into any effort towards is going to matter at the end of the day. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself, and like I mentioned in my previous video, the ladies will actually love you for it. Alright, and that's it for me today, guys. What did I miss? What are some things that I should have mentioned in this list that you actually wanted to see? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll probably make another video of this in the near future. If you liked this video and you found it informative, don't forget to drop a like down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and help us build the Humble and Bold community. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next time.